Are you ready to start section 2? Oh my gosh, it's time. Hey everyone, Cristin here, and we are continuing with our Enchanted Winter Quilt with our sponsor, Daylily Fabric Shop. So can you believe it? We finished section 1 already. Oh my gosh, I'm so proud of us. I'm loving seeing everybody's pictures in the Cristin Creates group on Facebook. Everybody's done such a great job. I can't believe how far along we have gotten. I love it. And I love what we did to this block. That's so fun. I'm loving seeing everybody's pictures in the group as you finish up your section 1. So we did that. We also have 2 blocks for later sections, so that's great. We're ahead of the game. All right, so today we are going to start on section 2. So there are 10 blocks in section 2, but I'm going to make 5 videos. So you know what that means. We're going to combine some together, and you always have the option of doing them separately or combining them. Totally up to you, and depending on your hoop size as well. All right, so this one I think is going to be the biggest one as far as size. We are going to do the Welcome Winter block, which is a super simple block. And then we're also going to do, what was it called? Tundra Florals. All right, so we're going to do those 2 today. And you can absolutely do them separately, or you can join them together in one hooping. The positive with that is we save on stabilizer. That's one big thing. We save on time, and then also time on editing videos and doing all the things, but you can absolutely do them separately. Either way, whatever works for you. All right, so let's go over them separately. So the first one is that Welcome Winter. All right, Welcome Winter. And it is on page 12 of our book, Welcome Winter, and it is for section 2. We're starting section 2. Very exciting. All right, so this is a very simple packet. You can see there's almost nothing in it, so that means it's a very simple block. All right, so the fabric is white with snowflakes. Yeah, I can see it to know what one it is. So it's the white with snowflakes on it, white on white. So hard to see, but make sure to back this with fusible stabilizer. And this is one that I had said on my prep video that I cut my stabilizer in by a 1/4 inch, so 1/2 inch smaller than the block, and it makes it really easy to tell the front from the back. All right, so that's one thing. So on this block, we're going to start with it at 12.5 by 6.5. Wow, that's a long block. 12.5 by 6.5. The fabric's always 2 inches larger on the main block, so it will be smaller than that, but it is a pretty good size block. All right, and we're going to try and fit it into one hooping is the plan. So 12.5 by 6.5 backed with fusible stabilizer. And then our batting today is going to be 5 by 11. All right, 5 by 11 for your batting. It's really 11 by 5. I should say that. 11 by 5 for your batting. All right. And we are going to, so this is one that we will need a bigger hoop. I'm likely going to use my 9 by 14 hoop. I'll decide for sure when I bring you over to the computer. But even if you're doing them separately, this is one that the quilting design I'm sure is going to be probably 6 by 10. Let's just talk about the quilting design real quick. So the quilting design is Plant 15. That's the quilting design we're going to use, Plant 15, and it's in a 4 by 10 design, 4 by 10. So it will fit in a 6 by 10 hoop, but you will have to take out those steps 3 and 4. Remember, we talked about that on several of the videos. So the steps 3 and 4 will make it 4.5 by 10.5, which will make it not fit in a 6 by 10 hoop. But you easily take those 2 steps out. Watch video 1. I showed it. I think it was video 1. I've shown it on lots of videos. So 4 by 10 for the quilting design. All right, so you will either need a bigger hoop like 8 by 12, or if you're going to do both of them together, probably a 9 by 14, or if you're doing them separately and your biggest hoop is a 6 by 10, just take out steps 3 and 4 of the quilting. All right, so we've talked about that. So this one, it's just embroidery. There's no applique or anything, so it will be simple, quick, and easy. There are special trim instructions on this one, and we'll go over that at the end after we finish the block. All right, oh, it looks like we'll use lots of our pop rollers for it. Okay, and then the next one is the Tundra Florals. So Like I said, we're going to do 2 blocks today. You can do them together. You can do them separately, whatever works for you. Tundra Florals. So it's on page 18, Tundra Floral section 2. And look, it's not much in it, all right? So it's got a main fabric and it looks like 2 applique pieces and 1 batting. So it should be pretty easy to do these 2 blocks today. That's what I'm thinking. All right, and keep in mind that you can do this project at your own pace. I'm getting a little bit stressed about December, because December and also November, really, when we've got my grandkids are coming for Thanksgiving. So I've already warned you that I'm taking a week off during Thanksgiving, and I'm sure I'll take at least a week off during Christmas, because I'm going to go see my grandkids in California. They're coming here in Idaho for Thanksgiving. So getting a little bit stressed on the timeline personally, but if it's too fast for you, then work at your own pace. The videos are there. They're ready for you when you're ready. Don't worry. Life gets in the way, but I just don't want everyone complaining that we've had situations where people complain that it's not done ready. If you recall, we did sweetest pie and we did it. I worked as hard as I could, as fast as I could on sweetest pie, and it was a bench pillow, and it was right at Thanksgiving time, and it was just really, really stressful, and I ended up getting really sick, like really sick. So I'm not going to do that. I'm going to work at my own pace, and I'm going to try to do it a little bit quicker than I had originally anticipated, just because we've got the holidays coming up, and I want to be able to make some things for my kids, just like you do. And so work at your own pace, whatever works for you. Don't worry about it. All right, back to Tundra Florals on page 18. And I just dropped my batting. Hold on one sec. Sorry about that. All right, so our main fabric, this is a directional fabric. It is the blue stripe fabric, all right? This one, we're gonna start with that 6.5 by 8.5. And in the directions, it showed to cut it so that the lines are going vertically, all right? Again, your project, your way. If you cut yours so that your lines are going horizontally, that's fine. Not a big deal. Totally up to you, all right? Your project, your way. Your quilt, your way. So 6.5 by 8.5. This is a main fabric, so make sure to back this with your fusible stabilizer, all right? And then we have 2 applique pieces. One is flower 1. I didn't look at which one is which, so it must be, yeah, easy because they're different sizes. All right, so this teal one is the 2x2 for flower 1. All right, 2x2. I did back this with fusible stabilizer. It does say iron fusible backing to the wrong side of the background fabric. It doesn't say all fabrics, like on some of them it does say. So this one, optional. I like it on my applique pieces. It's up to you. 2x2, this is a teal silky solid. There's no design on it. In 2x2, it's for flower 1. It's for one of the applique pieces. And then the last piece is this purple silky solid, no design to it. This one is going to be 2 by 2.5. All right, 2 by 2.5. I did back mine with fusible stabilizer. Again, that's optional, up to you. It's for flower 2. So also, let me tell you, in case you need to know, this background fabric is fabric number 6. If you're not sure of, if you can't see it very well in my video here, fabric number 6. The flower 1 piece, this is fabric number 9. And this purple one is fabric number 21. All right, 2 by 2.5. I did back mine with fusible stabilizer. All right, and that's all. That's it for the fabric. Super easy. And on that white with snowflakes on it, I didn't mention, it's fabric number 13. If you're having trouble deciding which white fabric it is, it's fabric number 13. That's the white with snowflakes on it. All right, so again, this one is a directional fabric, so it will matter how we lay it down in the hoop. It shouldn't matter too much because it's not a square. It is a rectangle shape, so we should be fine, but we will point out that it is a directional fabric. All right, and then our batting, there it is. I'm wearing white pants, so it's sitting on my pants, hidden away. All right, so the batting is going to be 5 by 7 today for our batting. 5 by 7 for the batting. All right, and then we are going to quilt this. Did we talk about quilting on that? Yes, we did. Good. Phew. So the quilting for this Tundra Flowers, we are going to use Geometric 13. That's that one we used on the snowflakes. So Geometric 13, and we are going to use a 4x6 horizontal design. 4x6 horizontal, and for our quilting, for the Tundra Florals block. Tundra Florals block. All right. And everything looks really simple. No big points, but I will go over it step by step like I always do, with all the photos and the little comments on each of the photos telling you all the things. So we should be all good. So 2 blocks today. Are you excited for section 2? I'm pretty excited that we're getting started on section 2. Hey everyone, I'm at my computer and I wanted to quickly show you how to join these 2 blocks together in one hooping if you choose, and depending on your hoop size. So I'm assuming that we'll need at least a 9 by 14 hoop. These blocks are the quilting size is what you go by. So if each of them are 4.5, we need at least 9 inches. So I'm going to go ahead and open up Embellishment Essentials, and it says that we are currently on our 8 by 12 hoop. I'm going to change that to my 9 by 14. I'm going to go up to the Preferences window or Preferences tab and click on my 9 by 14 hoop and say OK. And again, if you want to do these separately, you absolutely can do that. So I'm going to go up to this compass button, click on that, click on H for hoop so it zooms into the hoop. All right, and then I'm going to start by bringing in the first quilting design. So the first one is there, Plant 15 in a 4 by 10. So I'm going to open up a folder. All right, so I'm just navigating to where I have my designs, and I'm looking for my quilting designs, quilting bundle, Plant 15. Embroidery files, block by block is the technique we're using, and I use Pez for my machine, and like I said, we want a 4 by 10, and there's no direction on it, so it's good. All right, so I'm just dragging that over. So I'm going to click on that, and I'm going to hit my left arrow button on my keyboard and move it all the way over so that I can fit the next one in as well. So let's see. I think actually I'm going to say undo. Actually, I'm just going to drag it over. I'm going to keep it in the center, and the reason is so that I can line it up. So I'm using the black squares to be able to line it back up to the center, or you can just not move it like I did. All right, so that's the first one, and I'm going to bring in the embroidery design so that I can center it. It will go to the center, so I don't have to worry about how it's centered. So I'm going to go to Enchanted Winter, let's see, Quilt, and the blocks, not that, this one, the final. All right, and then Embroidery Files, Pez, and Welcome Winter. We want Welcome Winter. It's a 6 by 10 design right there. I'm going to click on that, drag it over, and see how it centered it perfectly. So that one's done. So we don't need to worry about that. I do want to do color sort, so I'm going to have to make some changes on it. But for now, I'm going to just move it out of the way. So I'm clicking on all of it and dragging it. Actually, I'm going to join these. I'm going to click Edit, Join, or Group, so that I can move them without worrying about them being moved separately. All right, so I'm just moving it out of the way so that I can bring the next one in and have that center as well. It just saves us a step from having to do the align and distribute. So I'm going to click on the quilting design for the second one. Go back to my folder here, and let's see, quilting designs, and for the second one we want Geometric 13. Embroidery Files, Pez, and we want a horizontal 4 by 6. 4 by 6 horizontal. So I'm just going to click that and drag it over to the center. It automatically goes to the center. I'm just dragging it over. All right, and 4 by 6 horizontal. I'm surprised that it's, I'm just going to look at the vertical one. I think it's interesting then. Oh, so you can see it change. It's the it does change the design. All right, so 4 by 6 horizontal in Geometric 13, and then I'm going to go back to my files and let's see, final folder, embroidery files, and we're looking for the Tundra florals. Tundra florals. So it's a 5x7 design. Yep, just wanted to make sure that there wasn't another size. So I'm going to click on that, drag it over. It goes right to the center. Perfect, super easy. And then I'm going to join those two. So to do that, I'm going to click on the quilting design, which is design 3. And I'm going to hold the control button on my keyboard and click on design 4. And I'm going to say edit group. All right. And then I'm going to bring this over as far over to the right as I can, and I'm going to hope that there's enough room. There will be some overlap. We might even have enough. Probably not. I'm going to check it though to be sure. I'm wondering if we bring it all the way up, if there's probably not, but can't hurt to try. I'm just moving it around to see if it might fit. No, it doesn't. All right, I figured not. So I'm going to click undo, undo, undo to move it back. All right, and then this one down here, and it's over the hoop. Make sure that it's not over the hoop at all, otherwise it will cause a problem. Your machine will go, I can't do it. All right, and then there's that one all the way over, maybe even just a tiny bit more. All right, so you can see there will be some overlap of our fabric, so we'll have to be careful about that, but otherwise it fits. If you have a 10x16 hoop, then that would work too. I'm going to do my 9x14. So we did a poll last year of what is the biggest size hoop, and actually most people had a 9x14. So I generally try to make my tutorials work for a 9x14, and of course it's dependent on everybody's different size hoops, but that one was the most common for their biggest size hoop. And this was a year ago. A lot of people have the Luminaire or the Solaris now. So anyway, that works. So now I just want to do our color sort, which means that we need to change some colors. So you saw me closing these. So somebody asked me how I can see all the parts of the design. See this plus sign here? When I click on that, then it shows me all the parts of the design. All right, this one is just all of the parts, but each individual part is under here, and you get that by clicking that minus button. All right, so I'm going to start with this 1, 1, and I'm going to click on these colors, and I'm just going to change them so that there's probably a default blue and orange in the applique on the Tundra flower. So I'm just going to do all of these changes on the quilting. So I'm going to click on 1, 1, click on the color down here in the properties window, and I'm going to change it to the first color that comes up for me, which is Oriental Blue. And then 1, 2, click on the color, and the first color that comes up for me is Pumpkin. All right, and then 1, 3, click on the color. We already used Oriental Blue. You can always see it here. We want to use a different one so that they don't join. All right, so I'm going to click on Bluebird and say okay. And then 1, 4, click on the color. I'm going to use Jubilee. Say okay. And then one of these is on white fabric, another one is on blue and white, so I'm not going to have them be the same. I'm going to separate these so I get a color stop so I can decide when I get there. So I'm going to go ahead and click on 1, 5, click on the color, and I'm going to choose Sprout. All right, and that one is all done. I'm going to come down to the next quilting design, which is number 3. All right, and I'm going to do that same colors that I used. I'm going to close this too so we can see it a little better. I'm going to use the same colors that I used on plant 15 so that we can get those to join, so that we're doing all of the quilting parts together. All right, and we'll probably have to move that Welcome Winter. I'll show you in a bit. All right, so on 3, 1, I'm going to click on the color in the properties window, and I'm going to choose Oriental Blue just like we used before. 3, 2, click on the color. I want Pumpkin. 3, 3, click on the color, and I want Bluebird. Don't forget, you can always see your colors right here up at the top in the objects window. All right, and then 3, 4, I'm going to use Jubilee. And then 3, 5, click on the color, and I'm going to use the next color down, which is Sea Mist for me. It doesn't matter what colors, you just want to make sure it's the same as the ones up here, except for that quilting design. If you want them to be a different color, you want that stop. All right, so those are done. I'm just closing these so I can see at a glance what they are. So on this one, I want my quilting design to do first on both blocks, so that it will save me time from cutting that batting and taking the hoop on and off. So I'm going to right click on this. It's not doing it. Why is that? I'm going to click outside, now click on it, right click. There we go. I don't know why it wasn't doing it before, but always just click outside if you have trouble. All right, and then I'm going to click move earlier, and you can see now I have my one quilting design, my second quilting design, and then I have the first embroidery design and the second embroidery design. So the second one does have applique pieces to it. So I'm just going to take a quick look and make sure that nothing's going to join that I don't want it to join. So see, there's the time. We have time in both of them. So I don't know if that will be a problem. My guess is it may not, but I'm not absolutely sure. So we'll do it. I'm going to leave it for now so we can check. All right, so we have Robin Egg and Halloween, and we did use Halloween earlier. I'm going to check it and I'm going to leave it like this for now and see if it does it the way that we want it to. But there's the Robin Egg again. Since it's got these other parts in it, it may not be a problem. I'm going to check it and see. Let's just try. So from here, I'm just going to close these files. And right now, I got to move this up because my software's in the way. We have 29 color steps. All right, down in the right hand corner, it will tell you. All right, and my software has a little bar here in the way, and that's why I had to move it a little bit so I could see that. But there's 29 color steps right now, and let's just see. We may have to come back to it, but that's not a problem. All right, so we are going to do a utility color sort, and it thinks. Don't forget that you want these same settings that I have. Nothing is clicked, and tolerance is at 0 to get the same results that I'm getting. It says it's reduced it by 6 color changes. So I'm going to click New View. That makes a new tab. Right now we're on Untitled 1. It'll make a new tab, Untitled 2, so that we can check if everything's the way that we want it to. And everything now is in one design, so it's easy to move things around if you need to. All right, so placement and tack down. Just placement of our batting right now, and then the tack down of the batting. And you can see that those are joined. And don't forget, I opened this up by clicking that plus sign to be able to see all these parts. All right, then 1, 3, and by the way, one of the people that was saying that theirs doesn't do that, they're restarting Embrilliance. They reloaded Embrilliance Essentials, and then it works. So if you have trouble like that, your options are you can first ask the group. The group is super helpful, and they may have run into the same issue that you're having. The second is to reload the software. That generally fixes everything if there's a problem. And then the third option is to send an email to the Embrilliance folks. They're pretty quick about helping. So that's another option. All right, so 1, 3, we're on the placement of the main fabric. And then 1, 4, the tack down of the fabric. And we have the first quilting design and the second quilting design. So all of that is perfect. Now we just got to make sure that these things did not join because we didn't want them to. Let's just check. So it did. So see, it's going to do the time colors together, which I'll check on the other tab. It may be okay unless it wants to stitch these after the appliques, then it may have moved it. So we'll just check it. Let's see. All right, then the amethyst on one of them, that's all good. And then we have the blue. So see, I'm not sure. We got to check where the appliques are, where things are supposed to be, because we don't want to change the stitch order. All right, and then we have the Welcome Winter word, and we have our first applique, the tack down, and the detail stitch on that applique, and then the stitch on top. That's perfect. All right, and then another stitch on top. That's perfect. All right, and then more stitching on top of this applique and more, and then we have that top detail before the applique, and we have the placement stitch for the applique, the tack down, and the detail stitch, and then we have the stitching on top of that, and then the leaves. All right, so this looks all really good, but again, I want to make sure that everything is in the right order. So I'm just going to look at this previous one first just to see what the stitch order was on this. So it does the leaves first, so it didn't move that, so that's perfectly fine then. and then the applique, and all of these. So this all looks really good actually. So it didn't change the order at all, and everything is in the right order, so we can actually keep it. So that was a really easy one. All we had to do was change the colors of the quilting design so that those didn't join together. The parts that we want to, we changed, so that worked out really perfectly. So again, this is going to be very tight, and we'll have to be very careful of our fabrics that will overlap. So if that stresses you out at all, use a bigger hoop or do them separately. You have absolute options to do it however works for you. So now we have 23 color steps, and that works out perfectly. I really just wanted all of the batting and quilting parts to be together. So that worked out great. All right, so I'm going to do a file, save, stitch, file as. And I don't think it'll name it. I think I have to do a stitch and working file to make it change the name. So I'm going to do save as. Make sure to do save as, otherwise it will save over that first quilting design that you bring in. All right, you don't want that to happen. All right, so I'm going to go to my winter quilt. I'm going to go to my files. It's this final folder, embroidery files, Pez, and I'm going to name this. I'm on Jeff because I was helping someone out with something, so I need to make sure I'm on Pez. That's what I use. All right, and I'm going to name this 9x14 so I remember what hoop size I need. And I'm going to say welcome Tundra. Yeah, name it whatever works for you to help you remember what you worked on. Click save, and see it change the name up here. And for some reason mine likes it when it's got the name on it so that I can easily send it to my machine. And if you don't have that option, then you would just save to a USB stick. So I'm going to click on Wi-Fi to brother, say okay, and there it goes. It went to my machine, so I'm all ready to get stitching. That was easier than I expected. So let's go ahead and get stitching. shirt today. I love this one. I just made this last winter. It's a denim jacket with arms, and it's really warm because we're going out to a concert tonight. So I wanted to make sure to wear warm clothes for tonight. So it's like a fleece lined arms. The jacket part is not, but the fleece lined arms are pretty warm, and the hoodie. And on the back, I will share a photo. It's got the cutest design. It's a penguin. I don't recall. I think maybe Jazzy Zebra, but I'm not absolutely sure. I will add all the information underneath this video. I added all the words separately. I designed the whole thing, and then I used a Kimberbell quilting design on the lapel on both sides. I thought this was just so fun. I really like this. So the jacket is like from, what is that cheapy store? I don't even remember. I bought it at Kohl's. I think I bought it at Kohl's a ton of years ago, and it's been sitting in a cabinet waiting to get embroidered on. So it's a really cute jacket. Unfortunately, I don't have a link for you, but I will tell you, I bought a jean jacket on Amazon a couple of days ago. It's going to be here on Tuesday, and I'm going to tell you about it if it works out good. So I want to make sure it's a good jacket, good quality, embroiders well, the whole bit. And if so, then I'll definitely point you to it. But this one I don't have a link for, but I will add information under the video for the penguin design. And how are you doing with your goal? So the goal of less hand holding, everybody's helping out so much. That's been hugely helpful in saving me time. There's still a lot and I'm not doing great at it, but I'm learning and I'm growing and trying and boundaries and all of that. So I'm improving, I guess we'll say. As far as my other goals, so I figured out, so the last video that I did, I was thinking there's no way I'm gonna get this goal, and I may not. I need 80 miles for the month of October, and I didn't look at what I'm at right now. I'll add information because I'll check it afterward, but I really didn't think I would do it. And then yesterday I did a 6-mile walk just around my neighborhood, and then today I did a 6 miles, maybe just under, like 5.95, something like that today, on my treadmill, 2 different workouts running. And so I'm actually really close, and I just checked and I am number 2 in the challenge now. I started at number 10 and have clawed my way up. So I'm definitely doing my part in trying to meet this goal. I figured out that if I can, I think there's like 8 days left of October, and if I ran like 3 miles every day, then I'll definitely make the goal. So I did 6 yesterday, 6 today, so that should give me, hopefully, like if I need a rest day, I should be okay. But anyway, so now I'm feeling like, maybe I can make this goal. I didn't think that I would be able to, so I'm pretty excited about that and pretty jazzed. I really like goal setting. How are you doing with your goals? To me, it's like it incentivizes me. It keeps me focused. It keeps me working on being my best self. So, and I put on my clothes today, and I'm wearing my smallest jeans, so that's pretty nice. I'm definitely working it hard, and it's benefiting. So health is always a good thing. I know a lot of you are doing the eating healthy challenge, and a lot are working on their past UFO projects, which is huge. I need to do that. I haven't had time to do that. That's a great goal. So lots of goals, and I want to hear about it. I want to hear your action plan, how it's going. I definitely enjoy hearing about your goals too.